Hello and welcome back everyone, we're of course back on Hypixel Skyblock, and today, as you can see, we're back. Finally. It's been way too long, as with usual, but we are finally back, and today I have a question for you. Do you ever get bored or burnt out of Hypixel Skyblock? Well, this video is for you. Today I have 8 things for you to do when you're bored or burnt out. Some of these suggestions are going to be productive things that you can do, some of them aren't. Simple as that. But when you've been grinding dungeons or mining or whatever else for a long time and you need a break from those specific things, these 8 suggestions should be able to help. And make sure to watch all the way to the end because the last suggestion is actually going to be the best one for if none of the other suggestions work for you. Now, I'm not saying to just skip to that last one because some of the other suggestions might work better, but that's just kind of a last resort suggestion, so make sure to watch all the way to the end to see what that is. Anyway, without further ado, let's get started. So, first things first, do you enjoy slaying things? Do you enjoy seeing high damage numbers pop up, and knowing that you're getting a ton of combat XP, and that you're getting loot and other kinds of XP all at once? Well, then this might be the one for you. Or it might not. If you're bored from Slayer's quests, then this one's definitely not going to be the one for you. But, if you've been kind of ignoring the Slayer quests, if you've been mining a bunch and all that, then when you're bored, make sure to check out the Slayer quests, because these are really good to kind of just do when you're not wanting to pay much attention, because you just run around and kill things. Simple as that. And they're also really beneficial, giving some of the better items in the game if you really go for them. Such as, for example, the Juju Shortbow from the Enderman Slayer, or the Overflux Power Orb from the Wolf Slayer. These are some amazing later game items that everyone tends to want at some point, because they're amazing, once again. The Zombie Slayer also ends up giving the Wand of Atonement, which is an amazing item for if you just need a healing item. And who doesn't need healing every now and then? So definitely make sure to check out even just the Zombie Slayer, because it's amazing in and of itself. These quests are also extremely easy generally, at least the lower tier ones, because all you have to do is kill the specific type of mob, which, easy enough. And once you do spawn in the boss, generally, once again for the lower tier ones, the spider, the zombie, and the wolf, it's not going to be that difficult. Especially if you have, Shadow Assassin armor, and okay weapon, all that. It's pretty easy. I know I'm a little bit overpowered right now, but generally, if you have low tier Shadow Assassin and a Livid Dagger, this boss will be no problem at all. And once again, you get tons of combat XP, you get alright loot, you get, all around it's pretty worth it. And it's just such a nice, kind of brain-dead activity for when you don't want to pay attention and you just want to run around killing zombies and still being productive but not really doing anything. Like, this does not take much effort. Now, this next suggestion is actually my personal go-to when I'm bored of doing things in Skyblock, because generally, it's easy to do when you're kind of, for the most part, AFK, but not fully, and if you're just watching or listening to something on YouTube or whatever else you may be watching something on, it's fishing. Now, the lower level your stuff is for this, the easier it'll actually be to essentially be AFK. When you've got an alright fishing setup, this isn't amazing, this isn't best in the whole game or anything, but this is kind of later tier, I think at least. I'm not amazing at fishing, but to my understanding, this is later tier. You can't really focus too much on other stuff because you end up generally catching something pretty quick, as you can see right there. And then, of course, if it's a sea creature, you gotta kill it and all that, but if you have a very low fishing setup, say you've got just a starting fishing rod and no fishing armor, no fishing pet, then you're going to take a lot longer to catch a fish or a sea creature, and you'll be able to just essentially click away, hear the ding when you catch a fish, click back, reel in the fish, and repeat. Now, this is beneficial for a number of reasons. First off, you get fishing XP, which is great because it's kind of hard to get and it's annoying to get and all that. Second off, you get fishing loot, which sometimes can be a fair amount of coins, sometimes can be all sorts of other stuff. It's a great thing to be doing one way or another. This is especially beneficial if you also do lava fishing. Now, lava fishing is a whole lot harder to get into because it's a way more dangerous area, obviously, and you need to be a way higher level of fishing to actually do much with it. But you can make an insane amount of coins just because when you catch things, you can catch the trophy fish, which you can then fillet for a large amount of magma fish. But as you can see, you can catch the magma fish, which are worth around 400 coins, which are not amazing, but you can get a lot of them pretty easily. Or you can catch baits, which can be worth a couple K, or sometimes if you get lucky with the kind of bait, you can actually get way more than a couple K. I've gotten baits before that have been worth like 100K total with the amount that I've gotten. For example, this worm bait right here, I actually got this from fishing, and I haven't sold it yet because I'm debating whether to use it or not, but this is just to show that you can get a good amount of coins even from things that don't directly give you coins while lava fishing. And obviously you can also get the various trophy fish, as I said, which then you can fillet to get even more magma fish. Now, just like with killing slayers, obviously you can just already be burnt out of this if you are doing fishing anyway. If so, do one of the other options. But this is a great one for if you are doing other things once again, and if you just want to kind of sit, get some alright loot, and not have to do anything really other than listen for a ding and then right click. Now my next suggestion is actually that you can just simply build on your island if you don't feel like doing anything actually productive, but still want to make your island look nice. And say you're just a builder in Minecraft by nature, you can always just find the blocks that are available in this version and try to make the best build that you can with them. Such as, for example, this kind of modern mansion right here that most of you should hopefully know as the Member Mansion. And as some of you should know about this mansion right here as well, if any of you want to check out and join as a channel member, you will also get a sign with your name on it in this mansion right here, forever commemorating you on my Skyblock Island. So make sure to check those out. Alternatively, you can also build just a simple wooden and stone house like I did on my Stranded profile recently. Now, this house is nothing too special, but I personally am a fan of it, and it was a nice little activity for when I didn't really know what else to do on this profile. Now, obviously, the things you make in Minecraft don't just have to be houses, obviously. That's not how Minecraft is. If you can find the blocks that you need in this version of Minecraft, because this is, you know, there aren't recent blocks in this version, obviously, then you can still make anything. You can make a parkour for your friends to try to beat, and then for you to laugh at them for failing at. You can make a giant statue of your own skin on your island and literally nothing else. You can make anything. And if any of you would like to have your island reviewed if you do make anything cool, I'm actually going to be doing a series of shorts where I review different players' islands, so make sure to leave your name down in the comments below, and maybe your island will be one that gets reviewed. Anyway, on to the next suggestion, which actually is also on my island. Now, as a fair amount of you should know if you've seen my videos, I have a lot of chests on my island. So this one is actually kind of perfect for me as well, and if you're a fan of organization, if you know, enjoy having things nice and tidy and all that, but sometimes you can get a little messy with your items in Minecraft, then you could always just spend that time when you're bored and need a break from doing actually truly productive things like mining, dungeons, all that. You can spend some time just simply organizing your chests in Skyblock, because it's a simple task, it doesn't take much focus, which is always a thing that I kind of think about when I'm bored in a game like this, is do I need to focus and actually grind for it, or can I just do it simply? And this can definitely be done simply, as long as you're not trying to make some weird redstone contraption, because yeah, that wouldn't be quite as simple. But having at least some of your chests nice and organized, such as this one being my end chest, and this one being my nether chest, can be such a massive help with A, clearing out your island and making it look nicer, and B, just if you're bored and want to focus on something, but not focus on grinding on something. Now for the next thing to do when you're bored in Skyblock, if you enjoy playing with other people, and if you have Discord, make sure to join my Discord server down in the description below. I'll leave a link to it. There's generally people doing dungeons or other activities, and a lot of the times you can even find cheap, or not even cheap, free dungeon carries, and that's always a great time. So make sure to check it out. As I said, link down in the description below. Now, if you couldn't tell from where I am already, this is another one that you might already be burnt out of and trying to take a break from. But if you're doing other things such as dungeons or fishing to begin with, then might I suggest doing some mining while you're trying to take a break and, you know, just kind of cool down and all that, because if you do it right, this can be another one that's pretty brain dead and just simple to not really focus on a ton and just have music on in the background and all that. Now, mining is a very broad term though, because you can be here in the Dwarven Mines just grinding out commissions because it's really easy to get those done pretty quick. You know, it's not that difficult of a thing to do. Alternatively, you could also go to the Crystal Hollows and you could strip mine trying to find a Scytha, because if you get a pet from that Scytha, those are worth so many coins because they're such an overpowered pet. Or you could try to find a Boss Corleone or Jungle Key zombie spawn, and you could grind that out forever in the Crystal Hollows once again, because those drop amazing items that are worth a bunch of coins. For example, if you check right here, these are the jungle keys I once farmed for just a little bit while doing other things, while watching YouTube videos and all that, and I got, as you can see right there, almost 3.5 million coins worth of jungle keys. Now, I haven't sold them because, frankly, I don't want to. That just saves coins for me when I want to go do Crystal Nucleus runs. So, yeah, you could do that and save them like I am, or you could sell them for a great profit, but either way, if you can find a spawn for one of those mobs, once again, Boss Corleone or a Jungle Key zombie or anything else that gives good items in the Crystal Hollows, then you can make a ton of coins without having to do much of anything if you've got a good setup. Alternatively, if you're bored and just enjoy cleaning things out, you can also find the Devon's mines in the Crystal Hollows and just clear out everything in there. Every piece of gold, every piece of everything else, and it'll take a long time, but it won't really take much attention, it won't be too difficult, and you will certainly get your gold collection up to a nice place, and you'll make a good amount of coins, most likely. You could also just do endless Crystal Nucleus runs, because those can be relatively fun, and if you get a nice, you know, a nice lobby set up, you can actually do them pretty quick, and sometimes make a good amount of profit. But in short, there's a ton of options when you're mining, and a fair amount of them, you know, you don't have to pay too much attention, which, once again, is kind of my goal when I'm already a bit bored and burnt out of Skyblock. So if you're anything like me with that, then this might be a perfect option for you. Now, for the last two, okay, these are some of the best things you can do when you're bored of anything. Okay, anything in Minecraft just about, these will work. Skyblock especially. First off, all reliable. There is just about nothing more entertaining than this when you're bored and have music on in the background, or even if you don't. If you're just completely bored doing nothing else, this is where it's at. And now you may be wondering, what is the thing that I'm referring to? Simply just running around and jumping and doing a little parkour off of your base, even when it isn't meant to be a parkour. This, I have no idea why, but it seems like everyone does this when they're bored. And it's just such a classic thing to do that is always so satisfying when you get some good jumps going, and it just gets the boredom right away like nothing else. So, yeah, pretty much nothing better than that, except, as I said, there is one thing for if nothing else works. Now, you may be wondering, what can outdo the random jumping around in your island? Well, if that doesn't work for you, and if none of the other things I've said work for you, then, well, there's only one option left. Anyway, when you're back to playing Skyblock like normal, make sure to check out some more of the various guides that I have on my channel. Make sure to leave a like if you liked this video. Make sure to leave a comment, once again, if you do want to have your island reviewed in a short at some point soon, or just if you have anything else to say or other suggestions for guides, or anything else really at all. And definitely, more than anything, make sure to subscribe for more, because it helps so much. We are so close to 1,500 subscribers now, and as I've said before, once we hit that big milestone, I will be doing another big coin giveaway. I'm not quite sure how much yet. It'll probably be around 20 to 35 mil coins, maybe a bit more, just around that region. It definitely will not be as big as the last one for 1,000. That one's gonna be the biggest for a while. But anyway, as I said, that's gonna be all for today. So, if you do want to join the Discord server, once again, there will be a link down in the description below. And once again, if any of you do want to check out the membership perks down below, there's a ton of cool options, tons of cool perks, and a bunch of cool perks for only in the Discord server as well, so you can mix those two together in a way. And, once again, any members, whether it be the lowest or the highest tier, will all get a sign with their name up in that member mansion right back there. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching. Till next time, everyone, and goodbye.